Only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags. We have a battle report for you today. We are playing Night Lords. Super excited about this battle report versus our boy Nolan, who's one of the top World Eater players in the world. Definitely a good guy in the meta. He's playing basically the #1 meta World Eater list versus the worst detachment we have in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. So if you guys are new to the channel, appreciate it. Click on the video. Thank you to all my supporters on patreon.com. Wouldn't have done this without you. We did get ranked #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world last year for ITC, and we were #1 ranked world in the United States, right above our boy TJ. Super close run at the end. TJ was so close last year. Me and him, we were just kind of competing at Worlds, ITC, LVO, all that stuff, and he helps me out. So he got me to be super competitive and get up to the rankings like where we are now. So shout out to TJ. But with this battle report, if you guys are new, we do picture by picture, turn by turn, what we did good, what we could do better. And this detachment, I really wanted to get some reps in because hopefully the new Emperor's Children Noise Marines can help out this a little bit more, and Night Lords is my favorite detachment, or favorite lore with Chaos Space Marines. My whole army's painted like Night Lords, and I just wish their detachment was good. The only way it would be better if you didn't have to rely on Battle Shocked to make it good, and you can kind of maybe the stratagem does this, and if they're Battle Shocked, it gets this, kind of like a little perk, instead of just you can only do this if the unit's Battle Shocked. You can only do this if the unit's Battle Shocked. You only get this benefit if you're attacking a Battle Shocked unit. That's kind of shitty. And our army rule is you force a Battle Shock at -1 if they are damaged. That's it. That is all we get. We don't get that. And hey, here's an extra AP. Whatever. Fuck the rant. I don't care. So this battle report, it's going to be really cool because we're facing a really aggressive, really good player versus a really good list with, again, one of the worst attachments that we have in the Codex. Now, this is just going to kind of show tactics, what you should be focusing on. You can still win against another opponent that is either better or the list, stuff like that. If you're off meta, a lot of the stuff that we do on the channel is we don't run typical lists and we don't run typical top meta armies, hence Chaos Cult, hence Kroot, hence Death Guard, and hence this. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy the battle report. Check out the merch. There's a lot of cool merch up on the in the description below. There's a lot of cool t-shirts that we just made as well, but let's get into the sponsors. We'll get into the army list, and then we'll get into the battle report. So leave in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, and we'll get into the video. Alright guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The link is in the description below. We have our new sports themed Grey Knights, Chaos, and Space Marine logos on a bunch of different shirts. We just updated the shirt as well. These are probably the most popular. So if you guys want to rep these at the local GT, you can do that. Also sport the Dirtbag swag. So really appreciate it. Click on the link below. If you guys are interested in other merch, we do offer some 3D prints. We have Codia's the Assassin, should be in every single list. The Space Marine Lieutenant, Space Marine Librarian, the Tech Marine for Grey Knights, and the Cypher should be in every single list. We have poker chips, which are great for sticky objectives. All of the stickers are manageable. These will be on t-shirts soon. We have widgets still, and we have about orange and orange. So we have orange Dirtbag dice. If you guys are interested in getting some dice thrown on the table, hit me up in Discord and we'll get back to the video. All right, what do we got, Nolan?
We got Angron, Invocatus, the Master of Execution with the Berserker Glaive, 10 Coin Berserkers, 5 Coin Berserkers, 1 unit of 6 8-bound Exalted 8-bound, 1 unit of 3 Exalted 8-bound, 2 units of 3 8-bound, 1 Rhino, and 2 units of Jackals. And 2 Spawn for the list.
And this is basically the main Chaos or World Eaters list?
Yep, this is the current, #1 standing of it.
Nice.
So.
Alright, so today we got the Night Lords. We're leading it off with the Jump Pack Captain, who can go back up into reserves. 3 units of 5 Raptors, 2 of Melta, 2 of Plasma. We have a unit of Blitz, 1 unit of Nemesis Claw, 1 10-man unit of Cultist, 2x3 bikes, both have Meltas, 1 Rhino, 1 ACDC with the upgrade to get a CP on a 5+, 1 Cypher, 1 Chaos Lord, 10 Terminators, 1 Blue Scribe, or Blue Horrors, they have the -1 leadership within 6, 1 Nurgling, 1 Noise Marine, and that is Nightlords. Alright guys, so those are the lists. Now you can see over to your right, those are the secondaries that you can keep track if you're kind of looking and seeing like, all right, what are they doing at what specific point, and then we're going to go over picture by picture, turn by turn, what we did good, what we could have done better, and kind of the flow of the game on where we're going and why we're going that way. So hopefully you guys can see the tactics and tips on how to deploy, where to move, and kind of what you're keeping away from. So let's get into it. Our deployment we are playing is the Ritual. The Ritual is slanted deployment. This is layout 1, which is one of the most popular. We have the little triangles in the center, which is basically the launching point. This is perfect for World Eaters, great for every other melee army. And then I have played Ritual a lot with Chaos Cult, so knowing kind of what to do and kind of where to stage your objectives is really key in this. Now there's going to be objective in the center and one in your deployment zone, and then you start making them every single turn in the shooting phase. So it's important. Most of the time you basically plant your first one like right about there. It's basically 12 inches outside your deployment zone right there and 12 inches away from one of these 2 objectives. So the first one usually is right about there, and then the second one usually is 12 inches away over here, and the third one's usually 12 inches away over there. So the only caveat is I believe it can't be 6 inches away from another objective. So you can basically plant one here, put another one 6 inches away over here, kind of like a little triangle. Just has to be 12 inches away from another objective and not within 6 inches of another one. So I think that's the only caveat. It did change to 12. I think it was 10 or 9 before, so that's a little bit harder to do, but 12 is a little bit easier. And we have enough kind of like models going this way to kind of keep planning him down the line and hopefully hold the point. So with our deployment, we wanted to stop his scouts because most of his army can scout. He basically chooses 2 or 3 units to scout, and then they get to move up and just crash into your lines. So if you have an infiltrating unit, we have a 10-man unit that can infiltrate. You're kind of sacrificing them to stop the scout move and stop the initial assault turn 1 with World Eaters. Now if you have a unit of Nurglings or like 2 units of Nurglings, or there's 1 unit of Nurglings, you can basically plant them down last because you want to see where he deploys most of his army. For me, I deployed my infiltrators last because he doesn't have any infiltrators. So anytime you have infiltrators, you want to put them down last to kind of see where your opponent deploys, and then you can go. If they have infiltrators, you want to usually put them down first to stop his infiltrators from doing something. That's the little caveat. So with World Eaters, this was his deployment. After he was done, he had some jackals in the back, the 10-man berserkers, which will hop into the rhino once these guys get out. He does a really good job with deployment because he has quick dudes over here in case he has to do containment on this corner. He's got his jackals over here to do containment over here. He's got his 5-man berserker unit in the rhino to come out and do an action in the center. So he's got a really good deployment here. And I don't have a ton of guns, so he doesn't have to really worry about Angron deploying him. And he probably could put him like here if he wanted to, just so he 100% cannot get shot by anything turn 1. And then this guy that does the scout is right there, so you can pick like them, the rhino, stuff like that. I don't know if you can pick Angron, probably not. But yeah, so then we deploy straight across, so that way he can't move up at all, because you can't scout within 9 inches of an enemy unit. So we basically line him up 9 inches away from his deployment zone, and then that way he can't scout anywhere in no man's land. But we do give up that 125 point unit, because if he goes first, we lost the unit, which is exactly what happened. Our deployment, we have our bikes, and then bikes, same thing. We have to set up for turn 1 secondaries. You want to make sure that you're going to be able to get cleanse off. You want to make sure you get area of the Nile, the locusts turn 1, and then containment on the corners. So those really are what you're trying to set up for turn 1. We have the 2 units in the rhino, ACDC to kind of launch up, get into that little staging position. We have a unit of uppy downy raptors here with the Lord. Cypher obviously right in the center to run out and stop some, Cypher is amazing in World Eaters, by the way. Cypher is like their detriment downside to most of their strats. So Cypher is key in this matchup. And then Nurglings, I want to keep them kind of safe because the -1 to hit against World Eaters is great. So I'm going to try and keep my Nurglings as safe as possible. So like I said, World Eaters did go first. So you can tell the turn deployment and then turn 1. It's just so fucking fast. They're literally just in your face as soon as possible. So for us, we kind of moved up our bikes a little bit. His turn 1, he gets Storm Hostile Objective, Sabotage. So Storm Hostile Objective, now I probably usually don't want to start on the objective when you're doing infiltrators and stuff because of Storm Hostile Objective or killing opponents on the objective turn 1. So I didn't really have a choice because I was really trying to stop his scout moves, because him having a scout and then going like the auto advance 6 and charging turn 1 into your front lines is not the best thing to face. So I gave up that potential, which of course he gets. So he gets Storm Hostile Objective and Sabotage turn 1, which he ditches Sabotage because there's really no way he can do that, or doesn't really want to do that. And then he makes an objective right there, turn 1. So his turn 1, he moves up his dudes in the center. Angron moves up, he makes the objective. These guys advance up. The Jackals kind of stay in the corner but spread out to stop any deep strikes. These guys do the same thing, spread out to stop any deep strikes. The Rhino gets these guys out, and then these guys I think get into the Rhino, or they're just waiting back there. So I guess they're just waiting back there. Usually he gets those guys out and then hops the guys into the Rhino. I'm not sure why he's keeping them there. But for us, we get Secure No Man's Land, which is great. Call the Horde, which we can't get. Yeah, so we can't get Call the Horde, and then Recover Assets. So Recover Assets we try and do for 3. We make an objective, kind of same spot where he did, right there behind the little triangle with our ACDC brick. The Rhino scooches up. The Nurglings move back. Like I said, I want to keep them safe this game. Cypher, I believe, stays right there in the middle of everybody so he doesn't get killed. This is his, I believe, turn 2. Yeah, so turn 2, he actually brings it. So this is his turn 2, guys. So turn 2, he had to bring these guys out for aerial denial. And he doesn't make an objective turn 2. So he gets 5 for primary because he's able to control that one. He had nobody in the center because he's waiting to see what I do. And then his turn 2, he doesn't commit Angron. So he keeps Angron back because there's no need to commit him. But he does commit the dudes, the Berserkers and the Rhino, and then he commits these 8th bound right here. So this is the 6-man, or the 2 3-man 8th bound units, 1 exalted, 1 8th bound, the other 8th bound back there, and then the full 6-man is over here. The 6-man luckily did get battle shocked, so when I rapid ingressed our Terminators down here, the Terminator's sole goal is to just to try and kill Angron. So the Terminators rapid ingress basically in our deployment zone, and when they came down, their goal is to basically move up and charge Angron and hopefully kill Angron. But when we got them down there, this is our go turn. So we move up our Raptor unit up here. They were able to kind of like shoot and charge the 5-man Berserker unit from turn 1, and then now they're kind of just there. So I basically gave up my Lord and 5 Raptors for them to kind of commit and charge into them to kind of like put them in the middle. So now that they're in the middle, I have 2 8th bound units, 1 exalted, 1 8th bound, Angron, the Lord on Juggernaut, and then 6 freaking 8th bound right in my face turn 1. These guys try to make a long bomb charge, so they did the auto advance 6 for 1 CP, and then they try to charge my bikes in the backfield, because if the spawn can kill the bikes, it takes away one of my vital units on the board to do actions and secondaries and stuff like that. So he actually fails this charge to come around. So he fails that charge. So then my turn, I was able to kind of move up the bikes, shoot some Melta, get some pot shots off. Raptors come down over here and make an objective. So now I'm starting to make, again, down the line. So 1 here, 1 there, and then eventually 1 over there in the corner. But these guys are taking care of the spawn up here. We do commit the ACDC brick. So the ACDC brick advances, and their goal is to basically charge these two guys. I want to get as many pot shots off as possible. So I bring out my Noise Marines, I bring out my Nemesis Claw, the Nurglings run up to try and get within 6 inches for the -1 to hit. Cypher scooches up to get some pot shots off, and then my Terminator scooch up 5. And my Blitz come down. So if the Blitz, the other Raptor unit comes down here, they come down. I think they want to get some. They might come down there just to kind of set up for next turn. Yeah. Yep. So then again, these guys are Battle Shock. So Night Lords have a full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound against your Battle Shock target. So me and Nolan were talking like, hey, what do? Do I try and just put as many shots into Angron as possible this turn, or do I just try and like dev wound with the full rerolls to wound with all our combi bolters on these dudes down here? So we talked about it. We figured like, all right, probably killing the 6-man is going to be more beneficial, because then if I charge and kill him in combat, that's going to be the goal. So I think we started off this turn by shooting the Blitz, because we were super excited about shooting the Blitz. I'm like, all right, Melt is going into Angron. Let's see what we do. And we do absolutely fucking shit all. Nothing. I don't know how many he saved, but he saved all of them, and I do absolutely no damage to Angron, so that was a good start. Oblitz are fucking shit into no rerolls in an army. I could have obviously shot them into here with the full rerolls to wound, but they were saved for the Terminators. Then we shot, I think, grenades in Angron. We did some random pot shots, and then we did all of our big guns into the 6-man dudes down here. And you could see right here, he's only got one left. So we neutered all of them with just the shooting from the Terminator squad, which was baffling, honestly. It was really cool to see. Full rerolls to hit, full rerolls to wound with dead wounds. Was really good. So we kill, I think, 5 exalted 8th bound, which was nuts. Okay, so that's that. And then we charge into these guys. I think we leave all but 2 or 3 left with these guys after like the random shots, charges, and then the +1 to hit, +1 to wound from these guys. And then we charge our Terminators into Angron, and we leave Angron on 3 fucking wounds. Damn, almost one-shot at Angron with the Terminators. Wounding on 5s. We did lethals, so full rerolls to hit with the Terminators with lethals, but again, wounding them on 5s is not the best with all the Power Fists. And obviously he has a 4-up invuln save, so I have to wound him, and then he has to make his 4-up invuln save, so it wasn't the best going into him. And then he claps back, and I think he kills like, there's 10 left. We did charge this guy as well, because I couldn't get all the Terminators into Angron, so the ones that couldn't get there basically finished here, and then they piled into this guy and did some attacks. So I didn't get full 10-man squad into him. We missed 1 attack there, and then these 3 were on the Lord, which he makes a shit ton of saves as well, so he lives on 5 wounds, and he claps back. So I think what we did was when Angron slapped, we moved these guys out of combat, so that way his Juggernaut Lord couldn't attack, which helped. So he kills, and then we kill all but 1 8th bound over here. So he's got 1 exalted 8th bound left, which I think they have like 8 wound or 8 attacks or something, like something ridiculous. Nemesis Claw failed. Noise Marines made some random pot shots, and I believe that's left. So he's got 3 8th bound here. He's got a still 10-man Coenen Berserkers back here, 2 Jackal units, and obviously Angron is still alive. So when Angron claps back, he kills I think 4 or 5 Terminators. So when he kills 4 or 5 Terminators, like I said, I remove the guys in combat with his Juggernaut Lord, so that way Invictus maybe, so that way he can't get extra attacks on him from Invictus. But now he's starting to move up, so he moves up his Berserker unit, which is like the second wave of guys coming in. Berserkers advance, and then they charge, and then they finish off my Terminators to save Angron. Angron's stuck in combat, but the Berserkers save him. The Exalted 8th bound down here scooches up. Again, he doesn't make an objective, so this is like the second turn. He didn't make an objective for 2 turns, and then he finally on turn 4, I think 3 or 4, makes an objective over here with a Rhino. But again, we're starting to come back here. So we have our Raptors in making objectives, our bike's still alive, this Rhino's camping this objective. We have Raptors here. The Blitz got charged by Invictus. Blitz didn't do shit. Oh no, Invictus charged Cypher, kills Cypher, and then I countercharged with the Blitz. The Blitz did 2 wounds to Invictus. So Invictus just saving like a boss. 2 Blitz can't even kill fucking Invictus. Yeah, so that was fun. And then up here, the 8th bound do a shit ton of damage and kill all but 1, 2, 3, 4 big dudes from our Dark Commune ACDC unit and our character. So they do a shit ton of attacks. And that is about it. So our turn, we have to figure out what the hell we're doing because we're running out of units. But talk about primary, he gets 5, 5, and then 5 because of this move right here. So our bikes move up, they're OPSEC 2 each, so they're able to stop his primary on this point. And then we're still fighting over the center, and then all he has left is this point right here. So he's putting most of his units on this point. Now with Angron only having 3 wounds left, I think we finish him off with like a grenade from the Nemesis Claw. So we finish him off with a grenade. We have 1 Raptor guy left right here. He's got his 10-man Berserker unit, which I don't want to touch because they have the move up, the Horde move, and they fight first. So I'm like, all right, do I just ignore the Berserkers and try and focus on getting secondaries and primary for the rest of the game? That is basically our goal. So these guys try and finish off. We leave this guy on 1 wound left, which again, he has 8 freaking attacks. So he kills 3 more of the big guys by himself. The Raptors make another objective over here, so we're holding these 2 objectives with 1 Raptor unit, and then our Rhino is still holding this objective back here. So these are the only 2 units that are really getting us points for primary in this turn. So we get a 15 primary on turn 3 and another 15 on turn 4. So those are huge for primary scores. And then going into our kind of winding down the game, Angron of course fucking comes back. He tries to put Angron in this little corner, but he can't fit him, because these guys 9 inches is about to there, and then these guys 9 inches is about to there, so there wasn't enough room for Angron to come down. He could have, and there's no room back here either. He could have probably maybe put Angron up here 9 inches away, so that we could just like advance up, 16, 21 inches and then try and charge this way. But instead he puts him over here to make sure he kind of solidifies this side of the board now. So the Jackals start doing their job and making more objectives, which he probably should have done turn 2 and turn 3. But now he's starting to hold primary, which is scary because I'm running out of units. He still has a ton of units. He's got a full 10-man brick right here, which if you can't basically one-shot them or get into combat without proccing fight first, and you can't shoot them off the table, which I don't have enough guns to do so because our blitz are kind of shit. They were still stuck in combat Invictus, so they couldn't really shoot. Or else hopefully they would have, mowed him down. I think in this turn we do get to shoot the Oblitz into the Berserkers, and we kill 1. So the Oblitz unload, I think it's D3 plus blast, so it's D3 plus 4 shots with, dark packs going into the Berserkers, and we kill 1 Berserker, which then they pile into our Nemesis Claw, and the Nemesis Claw get wrecked. Nurgling is still alive. Like I said, I want to be super defensive with the Nurgling unit because with the -1 hit for World Eaters, that's really what you want to do. Like they don't ignore the -1 hit. So them staying safe for most of the game is helping me. And again, Cypher dying to Invictus was not the best call for me, but the Cypher helped out turn 1 and turn 2 and turn 3, stopping his, having to score 3 points for fight on death, having to score 3 points for -1 damage, stuff like that. So up here, the one solo guy was able to finish off those 2 bikes. So all I have left is Raptors, Rhino, 2 Oblitz, Cultist, and 2 Nurglings, and that's basically about it. So on his turn, he starts flying over Angron. So Angron goes, or my Rhino scooches up. So this is turn 5. So we scored primary. Now it's time to basically do something on turn 5. So turn 5, we get Storm Hostile Objective. We get Overwhelming Force. and we get containment. His turn, he had marked for death and containment. So containment, he was able to get 3, I think, with the Rhino. So the Rhino was able to stay there and get containment. He wasn't able to get his dudes down here with the 9 of the sidewall, and he didn't want to do containment with Angron. So Angron launches forward, like auto advance, charges my marked for death target, which was the Rhino. And then he just obliterates the Rhino. He wanted to try and charge my Raptors. So see how far up the Raptors? That was a fucking dumb play by me. Raptors should have literally just stayed back and kept getting primary. So he charges all the way over here. He probably could have had a charge on the Raptors, but I made the Rhino the marked for death. So charging the marked for death target was more important than killing the Raptors. So he's able to charge the Rhino, get marked for death, or if I didn't have that marked for death, he could have basically moved up, charged the Raptors, and stopped me from scoring my primary on turn 5. So that was Angron goes from here all the way up to here, kills the Rhino. Raptors then fucking run away to try and get primary again on bottom of 5. And like I said, all I have left is Nurglings, Oblitz, died. And 1 unit of cultists back here. He's got the Jackals, still 1, 2, 3, 4 Khorne Berserkers, and the Master of Execution in the center. So this is the end board state right here, and this is, let's go over the score and then we'll go over what we would have done differently. So we ended up 82 for Night Lords to 68 for World Eaters. So you can see for our opponent Nolan, he had 5, 5, 15, 5, 5, 5, 15, because we were able to kind of keep denying him primary on that top objective and the center objective. And then for secondaries, he had 28 out of 40 for secondaries. Turn 1, he had 4, 7, 5, 4, and then 8. Which was good. And then for us, we had 45 out of 50 for primary, because we had 5 turn 1, which was that objective right there. And then we had 15 turn 2 because of our AC/DC unit holding down the center. So we had this one, we made that one, and then we had the center objective for 15. And then turn 3 we had 15, so 2 things of 15 because we made the third objective over there. And then turn 5 we went second, so we were able to run back our Raptors to hold these 2 objectives for 10 points. So these Raptors actually made a lot of points. They came down, made an objective, held the objective, made another objective, hold those 2 objectives. So they got most of my points for primary this game. So having Raptors just kind of coming down and doing secondaries is fine in this detachment. For secondary, we lost by 1 for him because he had 28, we had 27. Turn 1 we had 8, 4, 7, 5, and then turn 5 we had 3 because we couldn't really do basically anything. I think we did a containment with just the Raptors up in the top there. But this is basically where Nolan could have won, is by turn 2. Turn 1 makes this objective with Angron. Turn 2 makes another objective over here with the Jackals. So by turn 3 he should have had 10, and then turn 4 he should have had 10. So he would have had 10 extra points. That would have been 78. He probably could have even had 15, but that would have gave him an extra 10 points. That would have been 78 to 82, and then he would have just had 1 extra turn of either denying me secondaries or primary, and then that would have been 78, 78. So it would have been a tie. So if he would have had 1 more objective just a turn earlier, he probably could have either beat me by 5 or we would have tied at 78, 78. So that would have been the difference. And then for these World Eater Khorne Berserkers, they probably could have been camped up on the wall right here a turn earlier. And the Jackals, same thing. So the Jackals didn't really need to stop my deep strikes because the uppy downy guy died on turn 1. My Blitz came in, and my other 2 Raptors came in, so I had nothing in reserves. Once everything's in from reserves, you now start pushing everything up. So these guys don't have to block out the backfield because it's sticky, so they're starting to run up. The World Eater Khorne Berserkers are basically running up. The Rhino is doing his job by just making things here, so he could like move up. The Jackals could have made that sticky. So there's a lot of stuff that these Jackals could have done. These Jackals should have made objectives, and the Berserkers could have came out like a turn earlier to really threaten and do whatever. So that I think is the 2 or 3 differences that the World Eater player would have done to really solidify and win the game. But all in all, Night Lords won. So the worst attachment in the entire codex. If you play it right and just focus on secondaries and mission play and killing key targets that you really need to focus down, that is really the way to win 40k in general. But hopefully with what we did, I wouldn't have committed the turn 1 Lord with the jump pack. I think I should have started the Oblitz on the table. Definitely into this army, so that way they can at least shoot those World Eater guys turn 1 to try and finish them off. Cypher probably didn't need to be out that turn to do Invictus or whatever for Invictus. And I shouldn't have moved these Raptors up the turn prior, because they were here for no fucking reason. They should have stayed as far away from Angron as possible, because again, if he kills these guys, I lose out on like basically 10 points on turn 5 for primary. So technically I would have had 72, he had 60, I still would have won. But again, if he would have had what he did, he would have beat me if he went after these guys. So all in all, it was a great game, good opponent, fun times. So hopefully you guys learned a lot from this. If you guys want to join the Patreon page, I have that coach in your corner to ask any questions, go over list ideas, tactics. If you guys want specific battle reports for our Grandmasters, make sure you ask them on the Discord. And if you guys want coaching specifically for battle reports, those are for our Grandmasters, hit me up anytime, always available. So guys, I really appreciate it. Check out the merch if you guys want to buy some really cool merch for the logos on the merch tab in the description below. But yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setup that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.